Don't worry about my fingers.
Where'd you do that paper? Oh, it's over there. Oof.
Oh, do you need that?
It's my notes.
Oh.
You got notes, dude?
I took notes. Just some real quick. Just some little quick.
Colion. Real quick. That's not real quick. That's a page. That's 250 words, dog.
While I was watching that video, I just decided to take some notes quick.
Actually, that's not double space, so that's probably 400 words.
It's not. I don't know. I'm actually probably pretty close.
Man, Colion Noir triggered you. Triggered me, too. You should have watched me. I was like this the whole time.
Damn,
retard.
We stopped recording.
I was just laughing the whole time. Like, this is so stupid. This guy does not know anything.
So I don't want to be like a huge dick to him because I do like some of his stuff, but I'm like, you can't put something like that out.
But I think you can approach it without being a dickhead. I mean, I think he is straight up the product of too much money and not enough common sense.
Yes, I think so too. Very successful.
I think he goes to a lot of classes, and I think he wants to be better.
I think so too, and that's a good thing.
But I think he's the product. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of those firearms instructors that just they take advantage of people that don't know shit, and they overcharge them, and they make a shit ton of money, and they don't know shit.
Right. I think that's the thing is I like to look at things like kind of objectively, I guess, and I think he's trying to be better. I think he's trying to better himself, and I think he does go to a lot of classes. I just think that I don't know how to say it like that. But it's like I feel like he has a niche. He's like a lawyer. I'm pretty sure he's a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
Colion Noir.
Yeah. Are we recording right now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure he's a lawyer. So
He
should probably just stick that niche.
Yeah.
But
he said a lot of things in there that I would be concerned from a lawyer perspective.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just the title of the thing alone was.
Well, he's not a lawyer anymore. He's a YouTuber. But yes. Yeah.
Like, you think he'd know better than this shit doing this, but
Right.
I don't think he does, honestly.
No.
And like in the fucking video itself, like the title is instinctive shooting or whatever.
Right.
It's like how to shoot instinctively or whatever.
Yeah. So I made some notes on it. But so I have the title right here. So we're talking about, so I guess what we're talking about right now, we just kind of jumped into it, but it's kind of like there's been a lot of stuff going on in the gun industry, and Jordan sent me this video, Colion Noir video, essentially. So I watched it, and he watched it, and it was pretty ridiculous. But it's Colion Noir's video. It's called "Training for a Gunfight. This one skill matters more than accuracy." That's what the title of the video is on YouTube. If you guys feel like you want to watch it on YouTube, feel free to watch it, I guess. But we're going to talk about, so you probably don't have to if you don't want to. But man, I don't know. There's just a lot of things wrong with that, especially just from the fucking title too. It's like accuracy, this one skill matters more than accuracy.
Yeah, like what? Name one.
Yeah. Well, we've been shooting guns for a while. You know, we were in the military and everything. We've shot rifles a lot and shotguns and various other firearms. When have you ever built a skill that matters more than accuracy? Isn't every skill that you've ever learned to enhance accuracy?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you're supposed to enhance accuracy to enhance everything else. So like speed comes with accuracy.
Yes, but
speed comes with time, accuracy.
So
under speed, under pressure.
Right. The number one thing though is accurate fire. Number two thing is speed. You do have to be fast. If you're talking about like in combat or in self-defense or in training or for competition. Like, yeah, there's a speed element to everything because you want to, you know, like that's honestly like being super accurate unless you're talking about like at distance, like at very, very long distances. It's not like really like a skill. It all comes back down to speed. Even with PRS in long range shooting competitions, speed is always a factor. So speed is like a secondary thing you have to train. But the number one thing, the thing you learn first when you first get a gun is how to shoot accurately.
Yeah. Yeah. And He was saying in the thing is like, number one, I don't know how many gunfights this guy's been in.
Yeah.
On the street.
I haven't looked it up.
Gonna assume 0.
I'm gonna assume 0.
But he kept on saying shit in there, and like people use this in arguments all the time. It's like, well, yeah, you know, you can be super accurate on the. They like to use this term flat range. Like you can be super accurate on the flat range, but like once you start adding in the pressure and the stress of a gunfight, like a real gunfight in the streets, then all that just goes out the window. And it's like, well, no, it doesn't. You know what I mean? Well, it does, but it doesn't go out the window. But you have to be accurate on the streets, because what else is on the streets is not out on the fucking so-called flat range that these losers like to call this shit.
Right.
It's other people downrange.
Exactly. That's
you want to hit meat.
Thing.
That's why you also carry hollow points and not fucking full metal jackets. This
Exactly.
Is why, you know,
want to minimize collateral damage.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're going to find yourself hemmed up in court.
And or I mean, even worse, killing somebody that doesn't need to be killed. You know,
that is worse than getting hemmed up in court.
Yeah.
I you know, obviously
you get hemmed up in court
anyways for doing that. But the thing is, like, yeah, like killing the person you're supposed to kill is hard and stressful, and it's a thing you have to battle in your own mind if you ever kill somebody.
Yeah.
But you can sleep a whole lot better at night knowing that that person deserved to die rather than an accident and the person was not deserving to die. You know, because taking life is a very big decision, and if you're gonna use your weapon, no matter what it is, whether it's a fucking machete or a gun, you know, if you're gonna use it to take a life, you better make damn sure that you can sleep at night knowing that life that you took, you know, was worth it and stuff, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you gotta make sure that you're taking out who needs to be taken out and no one else, because that would suck.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to live with myself.
It's completely pointless if you do that.
Yeah. You just became the threat.
And
You're
even
trying to
if
stop
you
a threat, you became a threat.
right, even if you don't, and let's say you shoot 12 shots and 8 hit the guy, and you successfully killed a dude trying to kill you, or shot him, stopped him, whatever. Even in court, they're going to question, well, how many times did you fire? And you better know. You better know how many shots you took. And like this so-called instinctive shooting that this guy is preaching, which if you get later in the video, he's not even talking about instinctive shooting. He's talking about target focus shooting.
Exactly.
Which is a whole different thing.
I got that on my notes too. This is my first podcast I ever made notes on, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm not trying to jump the ship or anything.
You're good.
I'm just giving people a preface.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
But like, so let's say strictly instinctive shooting, like I think, what's it technically called? Like line of sight shooting, or fucking basically hip fire is what it is. You don't aim the sights. You just fucking pop. That's supposed to be like point blank range. Like you are in a tussle, like grappling with somebody, and they're going for your gun. Like cops do it all the time.
Yeah.
Because you have to. You don't have a fucking choice.
That's when you're in a purely self-defense situation. Someone's within feet of you, and they turn threatening or they turn violent, and you need to get rounds off very fast because they're already within your bubble. They're already in your bubble. So you need to, then that's the time where it makes sense, where it's like, and I'm not saying you shouldn't train this way, like this instinctive shooting or hip fire or one-handed or off-handed or any of that stuff. You should definitely train that stuff because you might need it someday. But that comes after like the fundamentals.
But not at 10 to 15 yards.
But not 10 to 15 yards. Not even at 5 yards, dude.
No.
We're talking literally
no.
feet. And we did that. Ashley has to do that for the ILEA handgun qualification. You have to shoot from the hip.
Yeah.
But you're literally, it's 2 or 3 feet from the fucking paper target.
Yeah. You and I did some hip fire just to see what would happen.
Yeah.
Guess what? Even at like 5 yards, it's not very accurate. It's pretty terrible.
No.
And it didn't feel good to do it either.
No, it was
even
awkward.
just at a fucking piece of paper. Like it felt kind of dangerous to myself, to be completely honest with you.
But the only time you do that is when they are within your bubble already. They're in your bubble. They're fucking right there. You grab your gun, you push them off. They're at arm's length essentially. They're at arm's length, and you whip your gun out, boom, 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 and then you're continuously backing up until you can get on your gun and keep addressing the issue if you have to, I guess.
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to that's not like a training thing. That's not a thing that you should like train over and over and over on. For one, ammo's expensive. You know, it's not cheap. It's not free. And 9mm is not cheaper, but it's not free still. So you want to enhance your training whenever you're out there live firing. And I don't think training to not look at your sights is quality training.
No, it's terrible training, and it's dangerous because you need to be training with how you're going to be fighting, essentially. And I know that's a corny term, but
training is a fight.
What's the fucking point otherwise?
That's what he said. That's what Colion Noir said too. Like, yeah, you need to train how to fight, and
then you need to know how to fight.
Yeah,
that's the problem, is that these guys don't know how to fight.
Right.
And like, yeah, I don't know. I feel bad for people that digest this shit and think that this is actually something that's worth it. Even if like 90% of people are never going to get into a gunfight, and thank God. But you should, if you're going to be training, like legitimately training, then it should be for a gunfight.
Yeah.
And you should know when to do hip fire shooting or instinctive firing or whatever the latest fucking clickbait term is, and when not to.
Right. And we didn't come on here to shit on Colion Noir, but it's like you put out a video like that to the public, like you're
an ambassador, man. You're an ambassador for
exactly.
people's safety to a certain extent. Like,
well, and people look at him for quality advice because he has a law background, and he's put out good videos in the past. This one is just a miss. Like, I don't think, I'll be honest with you, I don't really care for a lot of his quote unquote gun content because I don't think he's like the best shooter. And I'm not saying I'm the best shooter or you're the best shooter, but it's like his gun content is kind of, it's just not something that I really like to watch a whole lot. But I did watch this just because it was clickbaity a little bit and it got me. But he dug his heels in and he went through why you should do it. But the biggest thing is, like, you addressed it, is what he meant to really say is being target focused. But even when you're target focused, you're still acquiring a sight picture.
Yes, for sure. So like in the video too, like at the beginning, he was saying, he went on this big spiel about, the current dogma in firearms training is that you need to be front sight focused, and he made a big deal about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you shouldn't be front sight focused either.
No.
So your argument's already nil. Like it already means nothing. And then you're saying, well, but there's certain instances where you don't even need to think about the sights being aligned. You shouldn't even concentrate on the sights being aligned. No sight picture, basically, is what he's saying.
He's going from one extreme to the other.
Yeah. Like, just don't worry about sight picture. Those are both wrong.
Yeah.
It's like watching two fat dudes run a marathon. Like, it's just, nobody's going to win. Everybody loses.
Yeah.
Nobody finishes it.
It's a race to the bottom.
Yeah.
It's a race to the bottom is what it is. But yeah, I mean, it's 100%, dude. It's like, that's the fucking best way to put it. Yeah, they're both two extremes, like you don't focus on the front sight post. You don't just negate your sights altogether. There's a happy medium. And that's what we like to call, or like, not we, is like, we didn't make it up, but that's what they, or the people, or the trainers, or whoever came up with this term, target focused, that's where it comes from, is that you are focused on the target, but you're still lining the sights up in your, I guess it'd be periphery, or in the kind of in the background of your eyes. So like,
it's very blurred.
Yeah. So Joel Turner, he does this. He actually has a good shooting course, and he has a good way of breaking it down. It's mostly for archers. It's called Shot IQ, but he came from a SWAT background, and he was a sniper in SWAT, and he was on this. He had addressed this. This call is a hostage situation. He's a fucking sniper. So he gets up there. He's got his 308 and shit. He gets into his spot, and there's this guy. He's like, fucking, hostage. And he has like, a few inches. And he's at like, it's pretty close. It's not like super far it's not like a super long sniper shot. I think he's like, I can't remember exactly how far, but it wasn't like a 600-yard shot. I think it was within 100 or 200 yards or something like that, right? But still, very high stress, very high stress situation. And he was like trying to calm himself down. He's like, fuck, I need to make this shot. Like, if I fuck the shot up, then the innocent person's dead or whatever, Anyways, I'm pretty sure, as the story goes, he takes a shot and he hits and everything's good. But he's like, fuck, like what? But he realized in those situations of, continuously training and from high stress situations, that, he's like, he was very much sight focused. And he just couldn't calm the crosshairs down. He couldn't calm them down. He couldn't keep them on target very well. And he couldn't do these things. And he came with this really good thought process of when you're shooting. And he does a lot of instinctive shooting with a bare bow and compound shooting with his son and stuff. And his son's a fucking world champion archer. But he has a very good thought process on it where it's like, you get on your gun, you get on your bow, whatever you're shooting, and you get your sights, get them where you need them, and then you move past the sights. Like, you're already done with that part. Once you get everything lined up, you're done with that part, and you need to transition to where exactly the spot that you want to hit, whether it's a target or a person or whatever it is. Yeah. You already did the hard part. You did everything like that. And he's talking about mainly for taking one good shot, right? One slow, good shot, whether it's shooting archery or, you know, whatever else. But you can speed that stuff up as you get better at it. But that's a good way to put it. That's essentially what we're doing when you're shooting handguns and being target focused, is that the hard part's done. You already got that fundamentals hammered down. You're already doing that. So now you're working on speed, and you're just focusing on a target, and you're bringing the sights to your eyes. Boom, boom, boom. Doing what you need to do. You're doing it as fast as you can. So the sights are in your periphery, if you will, and you're focused on the target. But you're still not negating the sights. The sights are still there for a reason. You can't shoot accurately if you have no idea of where your fucking sights are at.
No, it's impossible.
In self-defense or not, you need to shoot accurate shots. Like we were talking about earlier. It's like, you don't want to shoot innocent bystander. You don't want to fucking, you don't want to shoot a bill drill on a person, essentially. You don't want to shoot 6 shots on a person and only hit four hits on the target. Where'd those other fucking 2 shots go? You don't want to pull the trigger 6, 7, 8 times and only hit the target 50% of the time. No. Where did your other shots go? You don't fucking know, dude. You don't know where they went. Could have went into a baby's head. A toddler. Strolling by.
Yeah. For sure. Or if you're getting into a gunfight in a residential area, you can go in somebody's house.
Watching TV. Eating a Salisbury steak TV dinner.
Yeah.
Now his dinner's ruined.
Right.
Because he's got a bullet in the throat. That's not fun for anyone.
No.
No one wants that. So essentially with that video is just like that. I feel like it's pointless training because it's not training the fundamentals anymore. You're just negating all fundamentals and just blasting.
It's absolutely useless.
You're just trying to narrow down your lucky shots is what it feels like to me.
Yeah. But let's just be honest with what the video was. It was just a clickbait video. Like, it was just to garner views or whatever. I don't know if he's trying to dip his toe into the training realm and hopefully sell some classes in the future or something like that. I have no idea. I don't even know if he even offers classes. I don't know shit about the guy except way back when I watched a couple of his videos and I told myself I never would again. Just because he's a gun reviewer, man.
Yeah.
And he sells merch. I think that's like what he really wants to do, is just sell merch to people.
He's got a huge following. He's friends with Joe Rogan. I mean,
yeah,
he's good. He's settled. He's good.
Yeah, he's fine.
He makes good money, but I think it's kind of one of those things too where he probably just needs some more content. He's like, I don't know, fucking, this is kind of cool. This would be fun to talk about.
Instinctive shooting. Oh, nobody's ever thought about this.
This will get people talking, which obviously look at us, we're sitting here talking about it, I guess. But I do want to go back to the video. Did you see when he was talking about drawing with your non-dominant hand?
Yes. God, that irked me so badly. It was so bad because you should get better with your non-dominant hand. You should practice one-armed or one-handed shooting, shit like that. But man, reading the comments will give you fucking cancer in that shit, dude. Like, because everybody is an ex-cop. Everybody's fucking an ex-soft guy. Even though it was probably like a security guard, or like a National Guard guy. Like, let's just be honest with who these people actually are that are commenting on this shit. And they're like, well, yeah, you always have to train like this. You have to get into the weird situations and stuff like that. It's like, you don't. Ideally, in a gunfight, you shouldn't be shooting one-handed. You should be shooting two-handed. And most situations, you will be shooting two-handed because it takes approximately 0.01 seconds to put your other fucking hand on the goddamn gun. But if you get shot in the arm or the hand, sure. But then there's a lot of people saying like, oh yeah, I don't even carry groceries in my shooting hand. I got to keep my shooting hand free. It's like, you're going to drop your groceries if you get into a gunfight, dude. Just be honest about it. You're not going to be carrying your fucking bags of shit, into your house, get into a gunfight on your way in, and fucking keep holding the bag of groceries.
Don't
just
worry, honey.
That's how you train.
Honey, I can only grab 4 bags because I gotta make sure my shooting hand's free. So I'm sorry. You're gonna have to come out and make more trips. Because I can't. I have to be able to make sure that we're all safe because I can only carry 4 bags in my non-dominant hand. And I have to have my other hand ready for in case I need to fucking shoot someone walking groceries into my house.
Yeah. And also to people, I'm sure your listeners are not like this, but I'm just kind of going to vent a little bit here about this shit. Quit saying like as an ex-LEO or as an ex-mill guy, I'm the authority, so therefore this is right or this is wrong. Because like, let's just be honest. Ex-LEO, small town LEO, agency with under like 50 employees probably. You're probably shooting 50 rounds a fucking year, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you're not doing a whole lot of, you're qualifying and then you're fucking putting it in the holster.
Yeah, well, a lot of their training is done on their own. And that's if they decide to take the...
Right, and there's people that don't use those credentials in a fucking argument. You know what I mean?
There was one comment I did read on there. This guy, he said he's a former FBI. And he was in an OIS, officer involved shooting, is what he said.
Okay.
And he said he had to take a headshot on a guy when his partner's head was less than 6 inches. He only had a 6-inch gap to make the shot, right? And he's like, this is very, very, very crucial training. Because when he took that headshot at like however far away it was, let's say 6 feet, 6 yards, whatever it was. Let's say that. I can't remember exactly how far away it was. Take a headshot on a guy that I guess has his partner hostage.
Okay.
I'm assuming is what it sounded like in the because he said he only had 6 inches to play with to make this headshot. He's like, this is so good because I didn't even look at my sights at all. Boom, headshot.
Yeah, he didn't have to think about it.
And if I read that and I was his partner,
I'd
be like, you fucking cocksucker. Like, are you serious? You gambled with my life?
Yeah.
You gambled with my life. You just took a shot without even acquiring at least a half-assed decent sight picture to make sure that the round goes where it needs to go.
R.I.P. to his partner.
Yeah.
He probably didn't make it. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I guess I'm assuming from the comment that he did because he said he pulled it off. And he said, when I did that, I did not acquire a sight picture whatsoever, and boom, headshot.
Classic case of a dude using somebody else's story or saw a video of it happening or just read a book, you know? Like,
yeah. But that's the thing. You can't fucking vet YouTube comments.
I know, you can't prove it or disprove it.
Can't prove it or disprove it. There's a bunch of people on there saying like, you're a fucking liar. That didn't happen. And if it did happen, like that's terrible. And you just got lucky. And he never replied back.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of receipts you can show on that if it is real.
Yeah.
You know
like, look at this fucking body cam footage from when I did that, or look at this, or look at that, or here's my buddy. He's I don't know anything. A lot. There's a lot you could say, but he didn't. So I don't believe.
I don't know what people gain from those stories online.
It's fun, I guess. It's fun for someone. It's fun for someone to make that. But that's the thing to see. Like
it's a fantasy. It's their fantasies, dude.
He's got a big following, and there's gonna be guys on there that are like, hell yeah, ride or die, brother. You know.
Yeah.
And hell yeah. Need some food, huh?
Yummy.
We can't just like brush past that. Like she's walking upstairs and we can all hear it. So
it's a very odd dish.
It was a very odd dish, but no, I don't know. I just wanted to adjust that because the way he's saying that you have to draw with your non-dominant hand too is you draw it, flip it around, and then shoot with your non-dominant hand. And I'm like, dude, first of all, because he brought up the thing. He was like, if you're carrying something, draw with your non-dominant hand, flip it around, do this weird fucking action. Like this, like pick it up, twirl it.
You're gonna drop it,
twirl it, shots, boom. Yeah. Fucking not that bad, guys. So you can actually train it just fine, and then once you get good at it, it's really actually not that slow. But it's slower, but it's not that slow. Like, bitch, that's slow as fuck. And you're telling me that in a high stress situation, when you're worried about like fucking fractions of a second, that you're saying don't acquire a sight picture because you need to be fast. But you're telling me that you'll have the fine motor skills with your non-dominant hand to sit here and twirl a gun around to get it on target to shoot someone while you're carrying a fucking backpack?
Just drop the backpack.
Just drop the backpack, dude.
Yeah.
Just drop the fucking backpack.
It's going to be faster.
Or if it's a backpack, just keep the strap on. Just don't worry about it.
Just put bow straps on.
Put bow straps on. That's why you should use bow straps on your backpack.
Yeah.
Or if you're carrying around groceries or carrying a manila folder, I don't know what he's carrying. He has his arm like this. I don't know what he's carrying like that. Besides a backpack strap. Either way, you have something in your shooting hand. A perpetrator comes up running at you from fucking 25 yards away and is going to kill you. And you have time to whip around, non-dominant hand, do all this weird shit and take a shot.
You're dead.
With your non-dominant hand. If you have that much time, then yeah, your life probably wasn't that threatened, honestly.
No.
And for two, it's like, just drop whatever's in your fucking hand, draw, address the target, acquire a sight picture, and start shooting.
You're gonna
like a normal fucking person with two hands.
If somebody's threatening your life and you do that slowly, you're just gonna die.
You're just gonna die. They're gonna see you do this thing. They're like, "Oh, gun." Now not gun, because all he's gonna do is fucking front kick you in the gun, and you're just gonna fall, and then you're dead.
Yeah.
Or you just gave the gun to a fucking perpetrator that already wants to kill you. Now he's got two guns.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Mm-hmm. But he also said, "Okay, your arm's injured,
and he wasn't.
You got shot in the arm, Jordan. You got shot in the arm.
Okay.
Now instead of
dominant or non-dominant,
you got shot in your dominant hand.
Okay.
And you have to draw from concealment with your non-dominant hand.
Mm-hmm.
Are you even worried about speed at that point? You already got shot.
No, I'm gonna run.
I'm gonna run too. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna get cover. Then I'm gonna figure out what to do next.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be unless you're shooting me with a fucking like one of those like one shot guns. You know what I'm talking about? Like just
single shot.
Yeah, single shot.
Oh, black powder gun maybe.
Yeah, like if he's got like a musket,
yeah,
he needs to fucking reload. Yeah, I will draw with my non-dominant hand. I will.
Captain Blackbeard is trying to kill you.
Yeah, it's fucking Stonewall Jackson.
Stonewall Jackson has got his dueling pistols, and he only hit you once in your dominant hand.
Yeah,
but you have a Glock 19 in your waistband from concealment.
Yeah, well, that's why I always carry my back. I carry it back right above my crack.
Mm-hmm. You're right. In that instance,
well, I carry one above my crack, like for my non-dominant, and I carry in the front, like appendix for my dominant.
That's what you're saying. That makes sense. Yeah, we should all be doing that. Actually, matter of fact, for your non-dominant hand, you should definitely you should dual wield.
Yes,
handguns.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's actually both hips.
Matter of fact, fucking Westerners had it right.
They did.
Old West, they had it right. Well, they had 6 years on both hips.
There's a guy in the comments on that video that actually pulled a quote from the old Wild West with Wyatt Earp. Said, "It doesn't matter how many shots you take, it matters how many shots get hit." Tell that to a judge after you fucking killed a family of 3 trying to stop a guy with a fucking gun.
Wait, what did he say? Say it again.
Doesn't matter how many shots you take, it matters how many shots hit.
I mean, he's
so
not wrong.
It doesn't matter. What he's saying is just shoot a fucking shitload of times. Doesn't matter how many hit as long as some hit.
Oh, well, that's not right. No. I thought you were saying like it doesn't matter how many shots you take as long as they all hit as well.
Because in Wyatt Earp's days, you could shoot a 3-year-old on accident and get away scotch-free.
That's true. That is true. And he was the law.
Yeah.
And times was different back then. But no, yeah. I mean, if you're fighting, like you said,
that's the kind of people that watch these videos, man. Yeah. People that have
they don't know.
They don't think like what happens after you take a shot.
Right.
Because a lot of stuff happens.
Mm-hmm. But like you said, though, if you're fighting Stonewall Jackson, then that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
With your non-dominant hand, flipping around and shooting him.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Then I'll do it.
But
I'll probably end up dropping it and I'll have to pick it back up.
Yeah.
Because I'm fucking absolutely retarded.
He's still loading his fucking dueling black powder.
Actually, I'd probably just fucking jump on him and beat him to death.
Yeah, with his musket.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. If I had a Glock, I'd probably be like, yeah, dude, nice job. You fucking winged me. Now you're going to die. Why are you trying to assault someone with a flintlock, dude? But I just don't know when that would ever make sense. What else did he do, Jordan? Let's see here. I think that was pretty much about it. I guess what else he said? He said something else about you're not trying to kill. That's the only other thing that bothered me about that video.
You're not trying to kill.
He's like it's not about killing the threat. It's about stopping the threat.
Again, that's just YouTube gun speak.
It is YouTube gun speak because I was always taught and I was always told, and I feel like this is true. If you point a gun at someone or something, you are shooting to kill. Like, we don't train to wound, motherfucker.
No.
We don't train to wound. If that was the case, then you should be teaching people how to shoot, fucking shoulder, knee.
Yeah, well,
like,
I'm not.
That should be your transition. You'd be like, train this all the time because you're not trying to kill them. You're just trying to stop them from threatening you. So, yeah, shoulder, knee. Now they can't threaten you anymore, but you want to keep them alive. So that's what you should be doing in this instance.
But like in a life-threatening situation, the only time you're ever going to shoot anybody is if you're in fear for your life.
Yes.
So if you go to court after shooting a guy twice in the kneecaps and once in each fucking elbow, you know what I mean? You can tell them like, no, Your Honor, I don't train to kill. I train to stop.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I thought you said your life was in danger.
It was.
If your life's in danger, then you need to just end their life before they end your life. That's the point of life threatening.
Well, and the thing is too, is like we're on a target. What are we always simulating? We're simulating like a silhouette of a man, right?
Yeah. And the A zone's vitals.
It's a silhouette of man. And the A zone is where?
It's vitals, yeah.
Vitals.
It's to kill people.
Yep. And where's the other A zone?
The brain.
The fucking brain. Like, we're not trained to wound. We're not training to hurt. We're training to fucking kill. Plain and simple. If you're scared to say that for whatever reason, that is what we're doing here. Hopefully we never have to do it. Hopefully it never has to happen. Hopefully nobody ever gets in a gunfight, period. And hopefully we can just go to the flat range and have fun. And this is all for funsies. We never have to do that stuff ever. But in the reality situation is, if you do find yourself in that situation where you do have to defend yourself and you're in a life-threatening situation, you are trying to kill them. That is the goal of this. This is the goal of fucking training on the flat range. This is the goal of training from concealment. This is the goal with a gun.
Yes.
You're trying to fucking kill them.
And if you're opposed to killing somebody, then even if they want to kill you, go do some jiu-jitsu, do martial arts, carry some pepper spray, fucking taser or something. Do that.
You're a total
Don't
pacifist.
carry a gun.
I get that.
A gun is it's lethal. That's why it's called lethal.
Lethal force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything else is non-lethal. So.
Yep. And then it's like, and if you're trying to, jiu-jitsu someone when they're, trying to conduct a mass shooting in a grocery store, then God bless you.
Yeah. Good luck.
Good luck, dude. I hope the best for you. But, I'm not carrying a gun to stop someone from stealing my fucking rims. No. Necessarily.
Or somebody that's trying to beat you up. Like I'm not going to shoot somebody that wants to beat me up.
Correct. If they're trying to fucking kill me or anyone else, then yes. Like if they're life threatening, if they're a threat to innocent life, then yeah. But the best way to do that, the best way to stop that threat is by killing them with lethal force. Plain and simple.
You only have that option. Because if you're going to wound them, I got bad news for you. It takes a lot for a guy to just go down and stop from wanting to kill somebody.
It does.
Like I don't think people realize that either. Like it's not like a video game or the movies. Like it takes a long time for people to die. Very long time.
Turns out people generally hang on to life for as long as they possibly can.
Very long. Like you could shoot somebody fucking 6 times in the chest and they're going to be alive for a while.
Yeah.
They might even make a full recovery.
They might. And if they do make a full recovery and you're going to go to court and they're going to sue you or they're going to seek legal ramifications against you and they're going to have a chance to defend themselves. Unfortunately, it sucks to say it that way, but there's been instances where a fucking armed robber has gotten someone that's trying to defend themselves put in jail or put in prison because they didn't kill him. If they would have killed him,
let's pull from
happened.
Let's pull from personal experiences if you don't mind. You've shot people with M4s.
Yeah.
I've never shot anybody with an M4, but I've shot people with mortars. And that's a whole different story. They die right away.
Situation.
But if I remember correctly, I know like your guys' stories and stuff. Like there's been quite a bit of people that you guys have shot the shit out of that like walked away, ran away.
Yeah, for sure. No,
and lived.
Yeah. The only thing that I've seen that actually like stops someone like very, very fast is a 50 cal. Well, that's a 50 cal.
Well, you can cut somebody in half with that fucking thing.
It's a little different. Yeah. But I mean, you're absolutely right. Especially if you're shooting like a 9mm or a handgun of any sort. It's like, unless you're hitting them in the brain box like they're gonna cling on to life for as long as possible. And it does.
It's a really small box in the brain too to hit, by the way.
Yeah, unless you hit them in the A zone and it goes through and it hits their spine, like they're gonna be. You're right. And even then, it takes them a while to die. Like you're gonna be standing over them for a while, and they're gonna be gurgling and spatting and doing all sorts of shit until they're actually dead.
Like deer, dude. You hit deer in the chest with a fucking 12 gauge.
Yeah,
and they're still alive for quite a while. It's pretty rare. I mean, the last deer I put down actually died right away because I put 3 12 gauges right in the fucking in the chest. It just killed over instantly. But normally, that's not going to happen, especially with the fucking 9mm.
Right, and that's why like
the human body's pretty resilient.
Yeah, and that's why with like a in a hunting situations, like when you're shooting with a rifle or a gun or something like that, you want to hit them in the high shoulder because then it hits the spine, goes through double lung. Both shoulders and spine, they just drop, but they're not dead, but they're down.
Yeah.
Still takes them a little while to die,
It takes a while for blood not to reach the brain long enough to cease consciousness, and then for all the vital organs to completely shut down.
Right.
And then absolutely no sign of life left.
And with humans, it's, just the same. It's like, unfortunately, it's one of those things. But the thing is, I don't want to we're not trying to sit here and like shit on, if you guys are Colion Noir fans, we're not trying to like shit all over his face.
No.
But the thing is, like, just be careful and like use a little bit of like objective reasoning whenever you're watching like shit on YouTube and stuff. And this is coming from a podcaster. This is playing bullshit, like getting spewed on podcasts too. But the thing is, like, we're not. To me, it doesn't make sense. If it makes sense to you, and you can shoot accurately, instinctively, and all that stuff, because I can shoot my longbow pretty accurately at a certain distance with no sights whatsoever. However, guns and stuff are different. And it's like, if you can train your ass off and do that, then sure, have at it, do what you need to do. As long as your rounds are going where they need to be, then I'm all for you doing whatever you need to do in order to get that done. I just feel like there's better ways to do it. There's better ways to train for it, in my opinion.
I mean, you're pretty generous. That's actually a nice thing to say, because I would say ignore that fucker completely and people like him, because people like him, just his personal experience, stalled my progress for a very long time. And I'm pretty salty about it. The fucking Navy SEALs got me, dude. At one point, I was all on the fucking soft train, that they're the best at fucking handguns and everything else. And sure, yeah, they're probably pretty good. They're good at fighting wars. You know what I mean? They're good at raiding people and doing all that high-speed shit, cool stuff. But if you want to be like, if you're a normal civilian, dude, that is not doing this for a job like they are, don't listen to them. Like and don't listen to somebody like Colion Noir, who has like 0 credentials, number one. Number two, I think war-fighting credentials for training civilians in the street how to shoot accurately and efficiently is just not good information for normal guys like us.
Yeah. I really think, honestly, if you're a normal person, like you're just a regular civilian, if you're an officer, a law enforcement officer, there are more instances where you have to shoot one-handed. Then like you're trying to get to your radio and you have a threat, boom, 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 and you're calling for backup, you're radioing shit in, or you're on the radio already, and then a threat happens, you're like, oh fuck, boom, boom. That stuff happens. I get that. But
that's
civilians,
like
civilians walking around a grocery store with your concealed carry, you don't have to worry about calling for backup. You don't have to worry about fucking calling HQ or the dispatch and letting them know what's going on. You don't have to worry about that. You're just trying to stay alive. And in my experience, and with the training that we've been doing and everything else, you're gonna have a better chance of survival if you just conduct the correct process and you do it. Just learn how to do it faster.
Yep. And also be honest with yourself in your capabilities in fighting somebody. It's like, if you get a gun out, I mean, just play it through your head quick. Like, if you get a gun out, you're in a grocery store, somebody's walking around, active shooter situation, right? And you get so close to them that you cannot get you can't properly implement your fundamentals to fucking take good, effective shots. Like, you can't look down your sights, like you're within grappling range of somebody. You're probably fucked in the first place, because they're going to get that gun from you. Because people like that are generally, like very combative, like resisting completely 100%, very fucking hard to fight. Mm-hmm. Like their their flight is turned off completely. Yours is kind of like maybe 70-30.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you need to keep distance. That's the number one.
Yeah.
Distance will save you better than running up on somebody quick like fucking John Wick. Mm-hmm. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Stay away. Like, don't get into a fight with your hands when you have a gun out. It's very dangerous.
And that's the other thing too, is like we're training, we're having fun, we're doing these things, we're shooting guns, we love guns. If you're going to carry a gun every day, or if you're going to, concealed carry and stuff, absolutely 100% train from concealed. Train your concealed carry, train that as much as you possibly can. But at the end of the day too, is like when that situation happens, if that situation does, God forbid that situation happens and you find yourself where you have to pull a gun, it's like you better be all in. Because once you pull that gun out, you are the number one target for that person.
Yeah.
Because they're going to realize that you have a gun. They're going to be sending rounds your way.
Yep. If you get a gun out, they're coming within fucking, I'd say, me personally, 10 yards. Like if they're within 10 yards, I'm putting them down. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to let them get any closer.
No.
It's not going to happen.
No. Yeah, absolutely not.
So I think like that's why from my personal experience, I'm not an LEO. I'm not a mill guy anymore or whatever. So like instinctive shooting, like not lining up the sights, not, just pointing and shooting. Mm-hmm. Not for me. Yeah. I'll never condone it.
Right. And also we don't have to abide by, we have to abide by the law, but we don't have to abide by the parameters of law enforcement.
Yeah.
So if we're out getting groceries and there's an active shooter situation, we don't have to tell them like, get down, I'm going to shoot. You don't have to do, all those commands are out the window for guys, like regular guys. Guy comes in with a fucking AR or a fucking shotgun or a handgun or whatever else, and they're trying to conduct a mass shooting. I ain't seeing shit.
No.
I'm waiting for him to look away, drawing, acquiring, target, and fucking sending rounds in his face.
Yep. As many as possible.
As many as I possibly can into it.
Like,
and once he starts falling,
accurately,
I will cease to fire and then address the body. And, if he's still alive, then I want to kick the gun out and do all that stuff, whatever I need to do to make sure that he's done trying to kill people. And I'm not going to sit there and keep shooting while he's dying on the ground, because then you're in for a legal situation there.
And I think that's why some like gun tubers say to stop the threat and not kill the threat.
True.
Now, like the way Colion was using it in this context, it was like, I can tell he just goes to a lot of these classes and he goes to bullshit classes. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know, I'm not going to call anybody out, but there's a lot of them out there.
We've seen a
ton. It's like the biggest gun tubers are full of shit, absolute shit. Mm-hmm. They just want to sell you classes, overpriced classes that will not provide any real world results, to be completely honest with you. But that's why they say it, is just because, you could shoot somebody, they go down, let's say they're still alive, and you fucking empty another mag into them. Don't do that.
Right. Yeah, you can't do that.
If you stop them and they're not dead, that's great. That's the biggest win.
Sure.
Then they can go to prison, or they can sue your fucking brakes off because they have a BB gun or something,
Deal with it then. But yeah, you're right. That probably is the reason why you're saying we're trained to stop the threat, not to kill. Probably why it's said. Mm-hmm. Because, if you're trained to kill, then you're going to shoot, and you walk up on him, and he's like, he's not a threat anymore, and you just put fucking 6 more rounds into his brain piece, and that's... you're kind of fucked. Legally speaking, you're kind of fucked.
Well, you might get off, but depending on what state you live, like California, you're not going to get off. You're going to fucking go to jail for murder.
You're done, dude.
But
you're done.
Have fun spending the next 5 years in fucking court.
Yeah, that's not going to be fun. Look at Rittenhouse even.
Yeah.
He didn't even shoot excessively, and he spent a lot of time in court.
Yeah.
Not time in court. Not good. Not good for the young man. But that's the Colion Noir video. Didn't want to beat the shit out of him too hard, but
no, and I think he does some things well. It's not for me. He basically just reviews guns. He just has a lot of money, buys all these guns. Maybe he has endorsements or sponsors or whatever. Mm-hmm. And
he's part of the big gun tuber realm, so he definitely gets everything from Springfield. He gets sent.
He gets a lot of fucking junk.
Yeah,
he gets a lot of fucking FN, Springfield,
I think he's sponsored by. I think he is specifically sponsored by FN.
Yeah.
But like Springfield, when they come out with something new, they send them to him because Springfield is really big on like whenever they come out with something new, they send all the biggest gun tubers their guns and like, review this. Be honest, but here's a gun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be honest with us. Be honest in your video.
It's advertisement.
It's advertisement. Essentially, it's advertisement. Especially like the project. I've never shot the project. I don't have like a whole big
Springfield.
I don't have like hands-on experience with
junk.
them. Apparently, it's junk. So that's going from other guys that have had hands-on experience with them, and they have a lot of 2011 experience. So apparently, it's junk. I don't know. I never shot them. I don't know, but I know that like a lot of gun tubers, Colion Noir, also was like spoke pretty highly of them. So take that for what it's worth. It is what it is.
But
that's what Springfield does, and it's not a bad marketing idea for the company.
It's brilliant for the company.
It's very smart.
It's the best thing you can do is send it out to some people to review it.
You have 3 million fucking subscribers on your YouTube channel. Here's a gun.
Yeah.
Review it honestly. Wink, wink. You know.
And there will be no repercussions for giving a negative review other than they're not going to send you more shit.
No.
That's it. They're gonna keep sending people. That's why, like, if you see all these big products and YouTube reviews, and they keep reviewing the same brand, they're brand ambassadors essentially.
Sure.
And they keep doing it. It's because they keep giving good reviews in order to get more free shit.
Right. Well, and also it's like if they have a scathingly bad review, then might get them canceled from that company. Sure. But if they have a good review on that product, and people are like, "Dude, I bought this product because you said it was good and it was junk," then all you have to say is like, "The one I shot was good."
Yeah, for sure. And
then you're not a liar.
I don't know. A lot of people like bullshit too, though. You know what I mean? Like, I know people that like FNs.
What do you have against FN?
I just fucking think they're garbage. I don't know.
Yeah, I have like,
I've never had a positive experience with one, I guess. I've only shot a couple of them, and like, I was just like, for the price point and for what they are, it's bullshit.
Also, I know about FN is that I have shot one, and it was fine. I mean, it shot, but it was nothing like spectacular.
Considering who they're in competition with, I don't know. I just think that they're.
Yeah. I just know that they sponsor Tim Kennedy.
Exactly.
And Colion Noir. And I think that's kind of. I shouldn't even say that. I don't know for a fact that they sponsored Colion Noir. I don't know that. I think so, but I don't know. I think. But I know they did sponsor Tim Kennedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they kicked him. So
for being a liar.
That's good for FN. Good job, FN, for doing that.
Well, it's because he lost his engagement. So, like, I don't know. Tim's a lost case. He's going to cost us sales.
Yeah, they saw the shit that he pulled, and they're like, ew. Cut the rope.
Not a good look for the company.
No, not a good look for the company. And it is kind of funny, actually. Now we're talking to Tim Kennedy. It's like, I like Sean Ryan. He's a great podcast. I think he's totally fine. But it's like, gosh, I almost feel bad for Tim Kennedy because I haven't heard a squeak from Sean Ryan, Joe Rogan, Jocko Willink. I haven't heard anyone really talking about Tim Kennedy or like coming to his defense at all.
Because you can't.
They're just letting him die. They're letting him drown.
He killed himself.
He did kill himself. But
you can't blame them. I mean, honestly.
I'm not blaming them. I'm just saying, like, damn. Kind of makes you feel a little bit bad for Tim Kennedy. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
It's because my friends, where'd they go?
Well, also because they probably, other than like maybe Rogan, like Sean Ryan had to have known the dude's full of shit. But Sean Ryan's had a few people on there completely full of shit. Quite a few.
Yeah. And I don't think that hurts his credibility by any means.
I don't think so, no.
He's just letting them talk.
Yeah. But he's letting them talk, and then, he has no obligation to support them when they get called out publicly. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, he doesn't call them out publicly. He's probably like, he probably knows in the back of his head, like, it's a fucking lie. That's a fucking lie. Whatever. Indulge all you want. Like, you have the credentials to be considered who you are, yet these stories are not completely truthful.
Right. And I guess Sean Ryan's never really, like, been a big advocate for, like, Tim Kennedy. He's never been like, yeah, he's the shit. Joe Rogan has.
Yeah.
And he hasn't said anything. He hasn't come back and like been like, actually, Tim, kind of bullshitting. But Joe Rogan also wouldn't do that, I don't think. I think they are friends.
Probably.
And he's just kind of like, shit. He's probably like, dude, you fucked up. let's let that one simmer.
Yeah.
Back off. Do my own thing.
Yeah, or
see what happens. See if he can figure it out or not.
Yep. Or just doesn't care.
Or doesn't care. That might happen too. That might be true. But some other what?
No, go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
The exact same thing you were gonna say.
How are you gonna say it?
In other news.
Okay. In other news, you wanna give an overview? So some big stuff has been happening in the industry.
You want me to TLDR it?
Yeah, TLDR it.
Okay. T.Rex Arms is run by pedophiles.
Oh, jeez.
No, I'm joking.
Holy shit.
I'm kidding. That was a joke.
Yeah,
T.Rex Arms kicked off their largest marketing tool that they had. Probably the only reason that you see T.Rex Arms products in Shields. And they chose money and greediness and selfishness over the family values, the values that placed T.Rex Arms high in the firearms industry in the first place, which is the youngest brother, Lucas Botkin, that started the company. That got taken advantage of by his 10 and 12 year older brothers at a very young age. And it's sad to watch.
It is sad to watch, honestly. Like,
it's heartbreaking, dude.
I know. I just got on YouTube, dude, because I know, like, I saw what T-Rex said, and I saw Lucas. He made a post. He's like, "Hey, I'm done at T-Rex. More to come." And then T-Rex put out a very short, like 2-minute long video of being like, I think it's Isaac. And he's like, my brother. I can't do their voice. My brother Lucas is fucking. that's such a bad Botkin voice. He's like, my brother Lucas is done. He's on to bigger and better things. I wish him the best of luck. Boom. He did mention why. He's like, harassment, inappropriate pictures sent to his wife. We have since fired this employee, so we're good. We fired him. Everything's kosher. But Lucas is done. It's too much for him to handle. Couldn't handle that anymore. It's too far. A bridge too far, some would say. Is pretty much what Isaac said in his video. Then Lucas comes out with a 27-minute long fucking video, dude.
And it's very damning.
It's very damning. He has notes, brother.
Yeah, pages
of notes, and he breaks it down. It's like, holy shit! If anyone's a T-Rex Arms fan, they should watch that video, because I'm not going to do the whole video, obviously. But holy fuck, that's crazy.
Yeah,
dude, he started. But Luke, that's the thing that bothers me about the whole thing. Is like Lucas started it. He started it.
He was like 19 years old, or 18, or 7. He was young, very,
maybe
late teens.
Let's say late teens, early 20s, right in that wheelhouse.
Because he's like 31 right now, I think. And I think he's started the company in 2013, so that would have been 12 years ago. So he would have been 19 or 18. So, like, he was basically a kid that was passionate about firearms. Probably does the same thing that every one of us do when we buy Kydex holsters. We say, I could have made this shit for fucking $5.
Or I could have made it better. These all suck.
Or could have made one. Or his entrepreneurial gears were turning, and he's like, I could make these, see how they turn out, give them to some friends, see if they like them, get the feedback, refine it down, invest a little bit, buy some better equipment, and make nice shit and sell it. And it is a passion project that he started with, like, basically no money. I mean, not that he doesn't have money. His parents helped him a little bit, I think.
I don't think so, honestly. Because
he said in the video that he invested a total of $2,000 for startup.
That's the only investment that it took, I guess.
Yeah. And then I'm assuming, reinvested all the profits that he made and expanded the company and grew it and shit like that.
I think he said that too. He's like, I know a lot of people say, like, oh, like, daddy's money fucking started this company up. It's like, that's not true. I started with $2,000 in my kitchen, essentially.
Yeah.
Baking Kydex holsters.
Because he comes from a huge family. I think he has like 9 siblings or some shit.
It's a lot.
Like, there's a whole shit ton of these Botkins running around. They all look exactly the same.
They do. But also, it's like they come from like a very like Christian fundamentalist background.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the shit is, like what the denomination is.
I don't know.
The whippersnapper movement or something like that is what it's called.
What?
It's not what
Seriously?
it's called. It's like some like it's a funny name. But it's a movement. It's like a Christian movement, fundamentalist Christian movement.
Yeah, I think they're kind of radical, honestly.
Radical. I think they're fair. Like, I shouldn't say like radical in the sense of like radical Islamists.
No.
I think they're radical in the sense of like, hey, don't blow your load without trying to conceive. That kind of radical, like not 21st century,
very conservative, Christian conservative,
very Christian conservative, that kind of stuff. Like, we don't approve of gay marriage. Okay. We don't think you should split your seed without the intention of getting someone pregnant. Okay, that's fine. I get that. That's great. I don't think they're like radical in the sense of like,
they're not like Westboro Baptist Church.
Yeah. I don't think it's like
dude,
that.
I tell you, if you go on Reddit, that's exactly what like the leftist gun owners think.
That's 100% what they say. Also because he says like, I don't like fags.
Yeah.
I think they're gross.
Because you could like look at Lucas Bodkin online, knowing his family background, huge family, Christian pastor father, basically just raised Christian, sheltered Christians essentially,
yeah. And Lucas said that too in his video, I think.
Fucking, you could see him like running and gunning with plates and fucking like, nice
dad?
gear. No, Lucas.
And
be like, oh, this is like a Christian militia that he's a part of.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? And get scared shitless for whatever reason.
Yeah,
it's silly, but like. I respect the guy. I've always kind of respected him. I don't really like his content. I don't care for it. It's just not my cup of tea. It's the, LARP thing.
Yeah.
It was my cup of tea once upon a time. It's just now, I don't know. It does nothing for me.
Yeah. I do.
But I've always respected him the way he's running his company. He has values. Like, he has ideals that he thinks are important, and he runs the company that way, and he lives by the shit he talks. And this is like even more proof of it, him throwing away his company essentially to the wolves by people that claim the same values but don't exercise them.
Right. And I do have to preface this whole conversation with, I will say, like, just in private conversation, and I just don't feel right if I don't like preface this with, because I'm in full support of Lucas Bodkin at this point. But I will say, in my past, like not that long ago, I've been like, I don't really want a T.Rex holster because Lucas annoys me.
Sure.
I'm not going to lie. I said that on several different occasions, so I'm just being totally upfront and transparent here. I've said that in the past, but I will say this whole situation has made me look at Lucas in a different light and be like, damn, that sucks. I feel for you. Like, I feel bad for you.
Yeah, I feel bad for him.
This sucks.
Sure.
Like, this is a shitty situation. And like, yeah, like you said, he was young and he created a fucking company from $2,000 of his own money, it sounds like, built the company into something like profitable, and then his brothers were like, bam, hey, Lucas, cut me in. And Lucas is like, yeah, you're my brothers. You're my older brothers. Like, significantly older brothers. Like, of course, I'll cut you in. Like, I did this something cool. I'd love for this to be a family business. That would be amazing. I'll cut you in. But he was young, and he didn't understand what 51% meant. He said that in the video too. He didn't understand what holding on to majority ownership meant. And he's just like, yeah, I'll cut you in. Here's your cut. David, here's your cut. David Noir, here's your cut. Which I think his last name is Noir.
Is it?
Which is funny.
Colion's bro?
Maybe. Yeah, he cut in like his brother and his brother-in-law. I think they're both named David. And then Isaac came in a little bit later. And when Isaac came in, I think it was more like, they're like, hey, Isaac wants in the fold. We need to bring him in the fold. But Lucas, you need to front more of your share and to bring Isaac on as a partner too. So then Lucas is like, okay, yeah, sounds good. And he just never thought, you can just tell in his voice and the way he addresses that video, it's like he never thought that his brothers would do what they did. And he was not protected. And his wife, he gets married, meets a girl, gets married, and his wife's like, hey, they're kind of fucking you over here. Like, they're treating you like shit, and they're kind of, they have control of this company, not you. And he's like, it's my company, though. Like, no, not technically, not on paper. And he's like, oh, shit. And when they got married, I think his brothers made Lucas get a prenup signed in order to protect themselves in the company. And he's like, okay. Well, then he told her, and she's like, yeah, I'm totally fine doing that, but they need to sign post-nups. And then they freaked out. And it's like, wow, what the hell? That's crazy.
Well, he's just trying to protect himself from the very same thing that they were trying to protect themselves from.
But he didn't even know that to begin with. Otherwise, he would have asked them to do prenups before they got cut in.
Yeah.
But he didn't know that. That's the thing. It's like he wasn't business savvy. He was a fucking, like you said, he was a kid that was excited. And he was passionate about this thing. And he did something productive with it. He made fucking, whether you like it or not, a lot of content that did get very popular. And he built that company. Not fucking Isaac or not anyone else. Lucas Botkin built T.Rex Arms and made it what it is today. And they fucked him over. And it sucks because like I could imagine doing that to you or you doing that to me.
I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I did that to somebody.
Like
I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I did that to a fucking stranger, to be honest with you. Honestly, you're fucking with people's livelihoods, man. Especially your own family. Dude. Like, I don't know. Older brother wisdom here. Even though I'm only 4 years older than you. But like, I feel like if I'm not setting the example to my siblings, I can, if I fall short of some things, I'm like, wow, I'm kind of a piece of shit for that. You know what I mean? So like to fully on take advantage and steal someone's company from them. Yeah. It's pretty fucked up. It's like, what kind of older brother does that?
I don't know, dude.
Like, you're supposed to be the example.
Yeah.
You're supposed to like, and I'm sure that's what Lucas's intentions were, is like, yeah, these guys are way older than me. They got business prowess, probably some degrees, I'm assuming. I don't know. And it's like, yeah, they can show me how to fucking run a company, or they can run it and then I can fucking continue to do the online marketing like I have been. Because T-Rex is only T-Rex as we know it because of Lucas Bodkin, like because of the way he was making all his YouTube content. And he made a lot of it. And it was good. Like, it was good quality. Again, not my sort of thing. The guy can shoot very well. He has the USPSA scores to prove all that shit. Like, he has a very proven track record of firearms training, like efficient firearms training. I don't own any T-Rex shit just because it was overpriced, to be honest with you. Like, a Kydex holster is a Kydex holster to me. Like, you can buy perfectly functioning stuff for a fraction of the price, but people like T-Rex stuff and people like nice shit, and T-Rex is nice stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just felt like we had to address that as well, because the gun industry, there's a lot of levels to it, a lot of layers, some would say. You have your gun tube stuff and you have your business side, but Lucas, like, he combined both those things very well, and that's what made him so popular and that company so popular too. And I am excited to see, because the last thing for that video was essentially that he's going to be starting two more. I think he said two more businesses. Two new businesses are coming up.
I know at least one, yeah.
At least one.
Probably
but
two.
I think he mentioned two right from the rip.
I think he did say a couple.
Yeah. So and he said, find out next week. So essentially, when this episode drops, when you guys are hearing this, he should be coming out very soon, if not already, a new company of some sort. I wonder what it's going to be about. But, damn, I don't know. That just blows. And if you ever did something like that to me, that'd be a very heart-wrenching situation to be in.
For sure.
I'd be like, dude, my brother fucked me over. Not alone like my brother, but my brothers. Like my older brothers, multiple, like plural. Like, fuck, dude. Phew.
Yeah. Now, the skeptic could look at this situation and be like, well, it sounds like to me Lucas and the other Botkins had something good going on, and then here comes Kara and fucked it all up. Like, they could say that, like, oh, it's just a typical outsider woman coming in, fucking up the family dynamic, fucking up the business or whatever. But Kara worked for T.Rex Arms for free.
No. Didn't he said that they wouldn't take her, even for free.
Maybe she was going to work for him for free.
She wanted to.
Either way.
Yeah, she wanted to work for free.
She wasn't looking at, like, now I need to get legal. Because you need to look for, like, paper trails for people that are, like, snakes. You know what I mean? Like, no, I need, like, this amount. I need that. I need this, that, and everything else. And she just wanted to come help the bottom line.
She signed the prenup.
Yeah, and she signed the prenup. And, like, she was agreeable to a certain extent. But I think she just saw, like, the abusive shit that was going on. Yeah. And, like, him getting taken advantage of, and just, like, you need to look into this a little bit closer.
Yeah, no, a skeptic could look at that and be like, if you're a fan of Isaac Botkin or David, I guess, if you're a fan of T-Rex still, and you're a fan of the other Botkin brothers, you could look at that and be like, yeah, dude, she's a bitch. She's a fucking bitch. And we did have a good thing going here, and everyone was happy until she came sleuthing around.
Yeah.
But it doesn't sound like that happened. The facts and stuff don't line up with that theory, I don't think.
No, and then the dick pic thing.
That is crazy.
Like, that's pretty messed up.
If it's actually even a dick pic or maybe it's just inappropriate pictures. Yeah. But
what was it? What did you say? Fucking non-consensual, inappropriate pictures.
I think he said, non-consensual pornographic pictures.
Okay, so yeah,
whether it's a dick pic, maybe he's sent a butthole. We don't know. We're speculating here. Let's assume dick pics.
Yeah, and then when
what the hell?
Well, nothing happened right away.
Right
when he brought that up, it took a long time. The way it sounded, like he had to get a hold of like HR and like all this other stuff. It's like
Lucas should be able to walk in there and fire him.
Yeah, just walk in and say, check this out. Somebody sent this that works here in a high level position to my wife. I want him fucking gone.
Lucas should be able to go up to that guy and be like, you're gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. Then everybody should have had his back.
Yeah. But it doesn't sound like
they have like multiple layers to management and the guy. It honestly sounds like an absolute fucking nightmare.
That sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Like dude. To own a company and have zero say operationally with shit. Like, and it's something so basic where there is a sexual harassment policy. Mm-hmm. It should just be cut and dry, gone, done. Terminated instantly.
But we were texting last night about it a little bit, and yeah, imagine if we started a company and someone sent a dick pic to Kat or to Ashley.
I'd to be honest, I wouldn't wait for him if I just beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, okay, fucking sue me, bitch.
Yeah,
see you in court. Just get the fuck out of here. Now you're fired.
You can take your ass whooping, or I could take this to the cops and then get you fucking hemmed up.
Mm-hmm. Or I'll beat your fucking ass and then fire you. How was that? Yeah. You know, it's like luckily Lucas is a level-headed individual and he's not crazy.
Yeah.
I go a little crazy. I'm like, all right, this guy's fucking toast.
Yeah.
He's a fucking toaster. He's done. I'm going to beat the shit out of him. I'm going to throw him out the front door and Jordan's going to have my back.
That's right.
But I can imagine if you're like, well, let's take a step back here. It's just a dick. Or a butthole.
It's like, dude,
not that big of a deal.
It's just a joke, man.
It's just a joke, dude. Like, why are you getting so upset about this? It's not even that big of a deal.
You think it was funny? I showed it to my wife. She thought it was funny.
It's dicks. Dicks are funny.
Like, yeah, I set up the projector in my living room, showed my fucking kids. Yeah. I invited my nephew over. He took a look at it.
Everyone had a good laugh. It was actually a really good time. I'm
going to show it to my extended family on Christmas.
But no, it's a huge slap in the face. Like, to send a dick pic to someone else's wife, especially what would be supposedly one of the owners of the company. Like, they had to have felt a certain way that they could get away with it, where they're like, well, the other Botkins have my back, and they actually own the company, and Lucas doesn't even have ownership of the company anymore, so it doesn't matter what I send to his wife.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. They just disregard it. They're just like, nah, fucking God, I can't stand that bitch. She's always fucking poking her nose around T.Rex Arms.
I'm just gonna fucking take that bitch. Here's my wiener. I wonder if it's like an angry dick pic send.
Oh, that'd be
it's
bad.
Like out of malice. It's like, oh, I'm gonna fucking, I don't like this bitch so much. I'm gonna send her a picture of my dick.
An angry wiener is a tiny wiener, dude. Like,
yeah. It is.
Maybe that's too much. True. Maybe that's too much info, but I feel like mine creeps up when I get mad. It just creeps up inside me.
Well, I can tell you this: I've never had a boner mad.
Yeah, never. There's not a whole lot of blood going there.
That's never happened. So
you could probably see the veins in my head. That's where all the blood goes when I get mad. And I'm not even mad right now. Yeah, I look like a goddamn.
It goes to the North Pole, not the South Pole. Like, yeah, so I've never done that. Yeah, that's true. I never focused on that before when I'm angry, but next time I will. I'm like,
it's a phenomenon.
Damn it, Jordan's right.
I think it's a defensive, biological defensive memechanism.
Oh, you just
back when humans didn't have clothes or anything, and I mean, if all the blood goes there, and you're getting into a fight with another caveman, and you're fucking full blood to the wiener.
Yeah, that's a very
just grab a hold of that bad boy.
That's an evolution. We should ask what's his face, that evolutional biologist guy,
Jordan Peterson.
No, the other Rogan guy. Wineland.
Oh, Weinstein. Eric Weinstein. Yeah.
Brett, not Eric.
Yeah, Brett. Yeah, Brett. You're right.
I think Eric's just an atheist or something. I don't know. I don't know what he is, astrologist, whatever. Brett, I think, is the fucking evolutionary biologist.
Yeah, I think you're right.
We should ask about that. Like, dude, when I get mad, why don't I ever just get a boner? Why is it?
Or why can't it just be normal size? Why does it have to turn into a toothpick?
Why does it suck in? Why does it go inverted? Why does it go inverted? Like Maverick on Top Gun, dude. Why does it do that? You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I get the reference. Well, mine doesn't go inverted. It doesn't go upside down.
No, it sucks in though.
Yeah. It doesn't flip over.
Yeah, I know. I just used the wrong term.
It's all right.
It's the same word. Same word that means something different.
I didn't mean to call you out.
I know.
Sorry.
It's my podcast, and you fucking made me look like a goddamn fool, Jordan. You made me look like a fucking fool.
Sorry, dude.
You gonna take this podcast from me now?
This is crazy. I can tell you got a tiny wiener right now.
I'm so fucking mad. You're right. It's inwards now. I'm so mad. You're gonna botkin my podcast, dude?
Let's sign the papers, bitch. I'm 4 years your senior.
I sign 51% to Jordan.
What does that mean?
Oh, damn. Well, yeah, I don't know. A lot of stuff's happening. Anything else happening in the gun world that we should talk about, I guess? That's big. 6 hours still not doing great.
Yeah. New Hampshire. Well, they had a fucking explosion in their plant not too long ago.
Wait, what? You're telling me that their plant accidentally discharged?
Yeah. It's not just the 320.
It's a company-wide thing.
It's their ammo plant.
It blew up?
It didn't completely. There's like an explosion in it. It popped up in my news feed the other day, and then I was thinking, that is fucking hilarious. Hopefully nobody got hurt.
You always got to preface that in your mind.
Yeah.
Do you? When you read something, you're like, I'm like, oh shit, hope we don't get hurt.
Yeah, but initially I'm just like, take that, you fucking cocksucker. I hope you fucking hope the whole thing burns down, you fuck.
Dude, honestly, I'm getting to the point with 6 hour now where I'm like Tim Kennedy about it. I'm like, bro, you deserve everything you got.
For sure.
You deserve all of this.
Yeah, a lot of law enforcement agencies are getting rid of them.
Yeah.
The Marine Corps is doing an investigation on them. They're not letting people roll around in red status with 320s. Well, the military variant.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, until it all gets cleared out as to why it's happening. Even though the models that are doing it currently are the ones that happened around the time they got the military contract. So the speculation is that, the way I understand it, is they got so busy with manufacturing the military guns that they cut a lot of corners with the civilian 320s.
Yeah.
So the military guns are probably perfectly fine.
So also, one caveat with the military P320s is that, what is it, the M18? Is that what it's called?
I think so. Yeah, something like that.
The M18, the ones issued to the military and stuff, they have an external safety because that was a requirement by the military.
Yeah.
The Department of Defense required them to have an external safety. Completely different situation. It's completely different ballpark, honestly, when you're talking about safeties, is that you have an external safety. So once that thing's flicked, it's a hard stop on that trigger. So it will not go off. The issue is when we have the civilian 320s with no external safety and no safety period whatsoever, and having a super light, crisp trigger, that's where they're having the issues.
Right.
Because if you look at the design, the trigger mechanism design, it is kind of like, you look at it and you're like, kind of like, yeah, well, damn.
Sketchy.
Kind of sketchy. Like, it's very delicate.
Yeah.
It's very delicate because the trigger is good. It's a good feeling gun. Mm-hmm. But there's a reason why, like a Beretta and like a CZ Shadow and all those, single action, double action pistols, their first shot, if the hammer is forward, essentially, it's a double action trigger. There's a reason for that. And they all have external safeties. There's a reason for that. Then when you
and they have trigger safeties. Oh no, not Bros. Excuse me.
Yeah,
I'm
Bros.
Yeah,
But and also not. I don't think the Shadows do either.
Shadows don't.
No, okay.
You're right.
But they're a double action, single action trigger. So with the 320, they wanted to get a single action feel in a polymer framed gun. Very crisp trigger. Very dangerous trigger.
Yeah.
Come to find out.
Good idea.
It is a very good idea.
Should have an external safety though.
Yeah, and they're pushing the boundaries. I'm glad they're pushing the boundaries. But yeah, they should have known, like, hey guys, we made this trigger fucking nice.
And they won't even concede that. They won't even fucking make external safeties for them anymore. Like on the new models coming out or whatever. Like they won't do it. It's like, why the fuck not? People want them. Like nobody's going to carry them anymore. That's just, I mean, some people will because there's some fucking weirdos that don't appendix carry. And then even if you're not appendix carrying, you shouldn't carry an unsafe gun. But I mean,
I want to carry that bitch in my
there's
backpack.
a little more shit on the line when you're appendix carrying.
I want to carry that bitch in my backpack loaded.
I won't even buy one.
No, I won't do that either. I want a good feeling gun. I want a gun with a good trigger. I want a good handgun with a good trigger. I like those things.
It's great.
I also want a safe gun. Mm-hmm. I want a gun that's going to go off when I tell it to go off with my finger.
Yeah.
When I tell it to go off, I want it to go off every time. When I don't have my finger on the trigger, I don't want it to go off.
I think that's a fair desire.
Pretty low bar.
Yeah.
Honestly. It's a pretty low bar.
It is low bar.
It's the floor, dude.
But yeah, speaking of SIG, the SIG was a SIG Armor on YouTube. He supposedly had made something that fixes the issue with the accidental discharges with the 320s. And he recently went and toured the SIG plant and put out a video stating that there's nothing wrong with the 320. It's operator error. It's holster manufacturers. It's not SIG.
Damn. They got him.
They got him.
They suckered him in. Dude, they suckered him in with that sweet treat. Like, hey, come to our facility. And then they got him in there. They got him in enemy territory, some would say.
Yeah.
And they're like, knock it off.
Like,
these are safe.
there's nothing wrong with the 320.
Listen to me.
But there might be something wrong with your car by the time you leave here.
You went straight mafia. I was going to just go straight fucking hypnosis. You know, like, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with this. Everything's fine.
Those triggers are completely safe, but your brake lines aren't.
Yeah. What you do after this here walk around of our facility will determine your fate. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm going to say.
You like your kids? You like your wife?
Uh-huh.
All those things can go
Madeline,
away.
if I remember right.
No one lives forever.
Gracie and Tracy.
3rd grade, 6th grade goes to St. Pete.
Weird. Good guess, I guess. I guess I'm just really good at guessing.
Yeah, they probably got a dossier
Ford
on
Focus.
his ass.
Red Ford Focus, maybe. Obviously, all these are made up names.
Yeah,
cars,
completely made up.
I don't know anything about
Any
this. I actually
coincidence?
never even watched any of his videos, so I don't know him.
Yeah, he was pretty good, I guess. I don't know. He was rallying pretty hard against he completely made a fucking solution for the goddamn gun. Or at least he claimed to. And now he's saying there's nothing wrong with him. So it's like, that begs a bunch of questions with this dude. And again, just another bullshit YouTube bullshitter.
Mm-hmm. Was he selling this part that made it safe?
He was going to. Like, he had made it, and he's going to start the process of getting it to market. And now he's saying there's nothing wrong with him. His part's not going to market. So either he lied, or either way he's lying.
Right, either way.
The 320s aren't safe.
Well, it's like if you're the SIG armorer and you did your due diligence and you're like, unsafe gun, I'm going to make a fix for it because I'm an armorer. Make a fix. And then people are like, sell me the fix. It's like, I'll sell you the fix. Then he goes and tours the SIG factory and comes back. Either A, he's lying about them being unsafe, or B, he got the factory and they're like, listen, you can put that product out on the market, sure. Or you can say there's nothing wrong with these guns and we'll pay you.
Yeah. How much do you think you can make off this this little part that you made here, bud?
How's that look?
Write a number
Mr. Armor. How's that number look for you? And he pulls it back and he's like,
maybe follow that by 6 zeros. We got a deal.
matter of fact, I talked to my lawyer before I came here and he said it's worth this much. And then Sig's like, All right. Do we have ourselves a deal, Mr. Armor? Mr.
Pretty
Armor,
sure
do we
that's
have a
what
deal?
happened. I highly doubt he went to the factory and saw their fucking little pressure tests or whatever stress tests that they do on their guns before they go to market, and it's just like, well, they got me. I guess they're right. This is flawless.
I wonder if he bought a new car yet.
I don't know.
That'd be a good way to know.
Dude's got fucking bottle caps, dude. Like, you can see cells of them fucking bitches.
Oh, damn.
So if he
Where
can
does
drive,
live?
that's a dangerous area.
Not where does he live? Does he have like a really good setup? Does he look wealthy?
I don't know if he lives wealthy. Looks like he's got a nice shop. Wears a nice shirt.
So like, you look at like Grantham and Brandon Herrera, these other gun tubers, you look at them, you're like, they're well off.
Yeah.
Does this guy present himself as being well off?
I would say like a good working class, well off potentially, I guess. Yeah. You know, like probably upper middle income, I'd assume.
So he's definitely viable.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
He's definitely viable.
Yeah.
This is a thing that could
I mean, we're not just talking about Colion Noir here.
What?
We're not talking about Colion Noir.
No. Now, Colion Noir, he
drives like
fast
fucking
cars.
Bugattis and shit. You know?
He's a car guy.
Yeah. Italian
He
cars.
likes cars. He likes fast cars. I think Italian. Probably Italian cars.
Usually Italian, I think.
Yeah. If not Italian cars, definitely have Italian leather in
Very
those
nice.
cars. For sure.
Very nice. But I don't know. The SIG thing's whack. They got the military arms, but the military arms channel has always been shills. And,
Mac?
And, yeah. Yeah, Mac.
I love that his name acronym is MAC. That's hilarious.
Is his name Mac? The guy's name?
Beats me.
No.
It is now. It always has been, in my opinion. Everyone refers to him on the internet as Mac. And it actually took me for that 6-hour video to come out, for one, to realize who that old guy is.
Oh.
And for two, to realize that his channel is called Military Arms Channel.
Oh, you just thought it was just Mac.
I connected all the dots. I thought his name was Mac.
Mactical.
I thought his name was Mac. And then I seen his name on his channel, his Military Arms Channel. I'm like, no, that's Mac. That's where they got it from. Okay.
Did you watch that video though?
Not all.
With some representative from SIG. I don't know if I talked about it.
I watched
here,
about 15, 20 minutes of it. It was like an hour long, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like 40 minutes or something.
40 minutes, yeah. So I probably
Fucking, they basically just said it's operator error completely. And like,
Max said too. He's like,
yeah, he's like, oh yeah, well I've seen this facility here. I just got done touring it. And yeah, the way you
went to the
guys,
facility too?
they did it in the facility.
Holy
they did
shit.
the interview in the facility.
Oh my gosh.
It's a brainwash place, dude.
We're connecting some dots here.
I'm gonna set
This
up a
is it.
fucking. My spare bedroom is gonna turn into like pictures with fucking strings attached.
I want to go to the SIG facility.
We should go. Should bring the crew.
We should bring the crew. Hey, everyone want to go? There's no one else here.
No,
But the crew would go. I want to go to the facility. I want to see what we're talking about here.
I want to take a tour.
I want to know what this portal that everyone enters into this different dimension of the 320 being a safe gun.
Yeah,
I want to see this portal.
I'm gonna bring my Glock.
Like, you see this guy?
I'm gonna say this is my negotiator.
You see this trigger? It's pretty safe. No, it's not. This is safe. No, it's not. You understand what I'm saying? Actually, matter of fact, let me draw it with my non-dominant hand from concealment.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Now, that's how you know somebody means business. You can stop a gunfight before it even starts if you do that.
It's true. If
Like,
he sees you,
he drew this non-dominant hand appendix.
we should do that and run the Mozambique.
This could lightly be taken as threats. They are not. They are not. Just jokes.
It's just jokes. It's just jokes.
No, I would not carry in there.
I would
just
carry it
go.
in there. But I do want to see it.
But I'm going to wear an aluminum hat.
I'm going to have them listen to this episode. So if anyone's out there listening that can send this episode to SIG, be like, hey, listen, these guys aren't convinced. You should convince them.
Yes.
I want to see what this convincing looks like.
It would take less convincing than Military Arms Channel or the SIG Armor. I promise you. I mean, like 2,000.
Listen,
2,000, I will be a fucking product. I'll be a product ambassador fully. I'll launch a YouTube channel.
I'm not Mac, and I'm not an armor. Matter of fact, Someone called me retarded.
just your average consumer.
All I'm saying is that I am easily wooed by a sales pitch. I almost got by Hoover, the vacuum.
Yeah.
Kirby. The vacuum, the door-to-door vacuum people. They almost got me.
I got by Kirby. My wife bought a Kirby.
But you didn't get got.
I was at basic training when she bought that thing.
I personally almost got got. I did almost get got.
But I made the payments on it.
Brother, they almost got me. They had my vacuum in their van. They came to my house and they're like, let us shampoo your carpet and you'll see. I'm like, okay, I'll take a free shampooing. They came, they shampooed my carpet. And they're like, see how good that is? I'm like, damn, that is a nice carpet. My carpet does look nice. Mm-hmm. And they start talking. Like, it's $1,200. I'm like, I'm not paying that. Like, okay, $1,000. Like, I'm not doing that either. I'm like, no problem. We got you. Like, 20 minutes later. How about $500? I'm like, I can't do $500. Like, listen, we'll take half off if you give us that vacuum over there that you have. Your Dyson.
250?
Something like that. Maybe it's 300, somewhere around there.
You should have bought it. You left a good deal on the table.
So then I told him, I was like, all right, that sounds like a good deal. Like we started at $1,200. Now we're like $300 to $400, $250, $300. This is a long time ago. These numbers aren't exact. Mm-hmm. We started over $1,000. We got over halfway down, and all it took was them to take my vacuum. I mean, to sign this paperwork. I signed the paperwork, and I'm looking at this vacuum like, hell yeah. And then I'm sitting there thinking, like, wait a second. That vacuum they just took was already paid off, and it worked just fine. Like, what am I doing?
The problem's not the vacuum, it's your hygiene.
Yeah, so I walked back out there, and I was like, they're out there. And I'm not joking. This is not a joke. This is for real. This really happened. I walk out there. They loaded up my vacuum into their what looked like a rape van. And it didn't say free candy on the side, but it could have. And they're all sitting there. It was just like three of them in there. One guy came in. There was like two other guys sitting out there just waiting for his bro.
Bam.
And they came out there like, bam, dapping each other up. We did it. Smoking cigarettes.
Hell yeah.
Hooting and hollering. I walk out and they're like, hey, man, how's it going? You know, I'm like, hey, guys, I'm sorry. You got to give me my vacuum back. They're like, what? I'm like, I'm sorry. You got to give me my vacuum back. I'm not buying this vacuum from you anymore. This is just crazy. They're like, dude, you already signed the paperwork. I'm like,
tear it up, bitch.
I'm like, you need to give me my vacuum back, and I'm not buying this other vacuum from you. And he looked at me, he's like, seriously, dude? I'm like, yes. He's like, okay. He didn't have a vacuum back, and I walked back inside. I'm like, dude, they almost got me.
It could have been, honestly, it probably could have been just people pretending to be Kirby salesmen, and they just stole a bunch of vacuums somewhere. And then they're going to resell your old vacuum somewhere.
Dude, that would be the way to do it right there.
I mean, it's a good scheme, right?
Yeah, because he said he was going to come right back in with my vacuum, but he already lit up cigarettes.
Celebratory stogies.
Yeah, but I didn't get got. But they did almost get me.
I mean, what kind of commission is on a $250 vacuum, though?
I don't think they run by commission per sale. I think they run off just commission per vacuum, probably.
I know it's commission based because I actually interviewed for a Kirby position.
Are you serious?
For a sales position.
You were in a fucking Jehovah's Witness people for vacuums?
I went to the interview and I aced the interview, and I didn't know it was for door-to-door sales.
Because it's a fucking pyramid scheme, dude.
I didn't know it was for that.
It's Tupperware.
The job listing was for sales. Inside sales, I think it said.
Yeah.
Number one, it wasn't inside sales. It was outside sales. It was going fucking door to door.
That's outside.
And that's what I said at the interview. I was like, so I'm going to go door to door and sell vacuums. And they're like, yeah, it's great. You can make the potential to make this much and this much. And I was like, okay, I'll call you back if I'm interested. And I just left. Like, but no, it is commission based though.
It's also a pyramid scheme, isn't it? It's a multi-level marketing scheme, isn't it? Like,
probably
you get people to work under you.
I'm assuming probably.
I think so too.
But I think it's still
Melaleuca, dude. It's Melaleuca.
Yeah, but it's still commission to a certain extent. It's based off of sales volumes. Yeah,
it is. But you really start making. You can make money by selling, but you really make money when you get other people to sell under your name, under your banner. Some would say.
Yeah,
holding your colors.
The potential's there. You just got to grind. And lose a lot of money in the process.
Yep. Were they gonna have you buy in first?
No.
Oh,
it sounded like an actual a job.
Maybe it's just a sales gig then. Could it be just a regular old?
It was
sales
Kirby
gig?
vacuums, though. That was the product that I was selling.
Right.
So
I always thought Kirby for some reason was associated with some multi-level marketing situation.
could be. I have no idea. But I mean, it sounded like legitimate. It was just completely commission based. And at that time, I was like, no, I need like a paycheck. Like, I need to get paid like hourly or salary or something.
Yeah, you weren't quite there to be like, I can take a hit.
Yeah. No, I was like 19. So when I was 19, I was very awkward. I had no communication skills at all. Like going to somebody's door and saying, hey, selling vacuums. It'd have been like, hey, I'm Jordan. And then they would have called the cops on me, or they would have fucking Mozambiqued my ass.
Dude, that sounds like the absolute worst possible fucking gig.
Yeah.
Being a Kirby vacuum salesman, being a vacuum salesman,
fucking suck
a
ass.
door-to-door salesman.
Yeah, then everybody hates you.
Ew, dude. That's worse than telemarketing.
It's worse than military recruiting.
Worse than military recruiting.
I did have to do door-to-door when I was a recruiter.
No, you didn't.
One time.
You went door to door saying like,
you were
interested in joining the military?
It wasn't exactly like it was like that though. So like we got the lead lists and you can refine it. So like you can put in like little advanced search queries and shit. And cool. they had me do face to face, but they printed off a lead list of all houses like in the same 5-block radius
that weren't interested
in Waterloo by the fucking Sullivan Brothers Convention Center, which if you know that area, worst part of town.
Not great.
Dude, I walked past a church with a bunch of fucking squatters in it. Like it was a church with the windows busted out. It was abandoned. And I could see somebody's feet sticking out from the fucking doorway as I walked by it. And I was like, what the fuck? There's graffiti everywhere, shit everywhere.
Oh no.
Not like feces, but like stuff. And I like poked my head in and the fucking feet moved out the fucking door. And I was like, oh fuck. So I fucking beat feet out. And I made it to 2 doors. I knocked on the first door, no answer. I got the second one, is like the dude's grandma or some shit. These are high schoolers that I was supposed to be contacting, by the way. And then I was like, man, this fucking sucks ass. It was hot. And I was in uniform.
Yeah, not fun.
And fucking, I walked down another block, and then these 2 dudes came out, and they're like, hey, what the fuck are you doing here? And I was like, oh, I'm Sergeant Johnson. I'm with the Army Career Center down by the mall. And they're like, we don't give a fuck, man. Just get the fuck out of here. And I was like, I will. And I just got back on my gov and fucking took off.
You should have told them. You should have asked them, like, you guys want to join the Army?
No.
You could really help.
I would assume they weren't qualified.
You should have gotten them homeless people in the church to join.
They probably were in at one point.
Damn.
Probably fought in fucking Vietnam or something.
Sad.
Yeah.
Like, hey, dude, I can get you back in.
No. No, I was not going to have any business in that fucking church.
I don't blame you.
They would have grabbed me and fucking...
Bad news.
Passed me around like a pack of cigarettes, man.
Oh, jeez. I can't let you door-to-door sold for the Army, dude.
That's the only time I did it. I went back to the office and I had like check boxes where the people that I attempted to contact. I didn't contact anybody because it was the middle of summer. It was like 10 in the morning. And I told my station commander, I was like, I'm not ever fucking doing that ever again. And I told him exactly what happened. He's like, okay, well, it was a good idea. I was like, no, it wasn't. It was not a good idea. It was the dumbest fucking, that was the biggest waste of time in the world.
That was dumb as fuck. That was the worst thing.
And that was at a time when I was actually trying to recruit people.
That's why you did it. If they would have got you later with that scheme, you probably would have told them flat out before you
I was like, I'm not fucking, dude. Are you insane? Do you know where this is? Have you been in this area?
Yeah. Are you on drugs?
Yeah.
Are you fucking high? Oh, dude, fuck that. I can imagine being a door-to-door salesman for something that makes sense even.
No.
Like something that everybody needs. What would be something like that? Like Schwann's. Schwann's man.
Alpha Brain.
Alpha Brain, yeah. Or the Schwann's man.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
No, fuck no.
Just drive around with a bunch of ice cream.
Go to people's houses.
Ice cream, dude. Everyone loves ice cream. Then you just drive by someone's house. Like, hey, got a bunch of ice cream in the back of this fucking frozen truck.
Dude, Schwanzman used to kill it.
Interested? Huh?
Schwanzman used to kill it.
dude, we bought so much Schwann's, man, stuff.
Shit ruled. It was awesome.
It was awesome. It was good stuff.
But they used to make a killing.
I bet they did.
They got bought out by a Chinese company.
No, they didn't.
A couple years ago.
So then what, are they selling dogs?
No, but they're selling it all online now. They got rid of the fucking trucks.
What a tragedy, dude. I always wondered, like, why isn't the Schwann's going to come back anymore? I do remember my mom and I running upstairs, shutting all the lights off, and hiding from them, though, because we didn't have the money to pay for Schwann's man at that time. So we didn't have money for him, so we hid. We
hid from a fucking, I'm not sure if it was Kirby, but it was definitely a vacuum guy.
Oh, yeah.
Like a vacuum shampooer thing. Mm-hmm. Fucking, I remember the night before, the dude came and fucking took all of our furniture out of the living room.
Oh, no.
And shampooed the whole thing, and we couldn't walk on it all fucking night. I remember thinking, this is the biggest load of shit. Because, like, I can't watch TV. I can't fucking hang out in the living room. I have to just hang out in the kitchen or my bedroom. That's it. And the next day, the dude came back and was knocking on the door. I was like, oh, I better go answer it. Mom's like, no, don't. She's like, get back. Get behind the fucking couch. So we hid behind that couch. I remember thinking, like, this dude trying to fucking kill us or something? Like, this is kind of scary. Because he was still knocking. He's going to town, dude. He's like,
he wanted to make that sale, dude.
Yeah, he was like, man, I got this in the bag. I just got to do is collect the paycheck.
All he did it all. He's like, yeah, totally. He's like, let's just stop me home.
Then he realized, oh shit, they're hiding from me. Fucking open it up.
You said you'd fucking buy it. You told me to come back tomorrow. I'm fucking selling you this vacuum shampoo.
I see that little boy. I'm coming back for that little boy.
You can't have me, little boy.
I know you're in there.
You will open the door tomorrow at 5 p.m. or else your ass is mine.
Yeah, but hiding from the Schwann's, man, that's bullshit.
Yeah, we did it. I did. I was sad because I really wanted some ice cream.
Felt like you were siding with the enemy, didn't you?
I did. I didn't want to do it.
Oh.
I'm like, if I open the door, Mom has to buy some stuff. But we didn't have the money.
Yeah.
Mom made me hide from.
Should have got your piggy bank.
I should have. Like, how many push-ups can I get for this, buddy? You hear them push-ups, dude?
Yeah, they're dope.
Push-ups fucking rule, man. Gosh, dang. What a travesty, though. That was good times.
Was.
Because we lived out in the country, dude. We didn't get to experience an ice cream truck like they do in the movies.
No.
And also, even in our town, they don't have an ice cream truck. But we didn't get to experience that as kids, like hearing the ice cream truck. But we did get to experience the Schwann's, man.
A few years ago, there was an ice cream truck around these parts.
I do remember that, but I was already an adult. Like, it's not near as fun as when you're a child.
Yeah, I know. And it's honestly kind of creepy when the thing drives by and has the music going and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ. This is a person not doing so well.
That little tune is actually kind of creepy.
Yeah.
The Schwann's Pan was a good time, though.
No, an ice cream truck would kill it, though. You got to find out where, like, the heroin addicts are. Because when they come down off of heroin, they want to eat sweets.
Really?
So they'll spend all their money on fucking ice cream.
Really? What's up with that?
That's what they do on Kensington Avenue in Philadelphia. I watched a documentary about it. It's like an ice cream truck that makes like $1,000 a day.
No shit. Just from the heroin addicts.
From the heroin and fentanyl addicts, yeah.
I wonder if he drives around when they're currently high and he's like, better come back tomorrow.
Better fucking wait this one out. This is a Monday for me.
What the hell is up with that? What I wonder why that
Give
is.
it about 6 to 8 hours.
What's the science behind that?
I assume they come out of their fucking hole, you know, and they're just they're calorie deficient.
Ice cream.
They're fucking dopamine, you know, in a dopamine deficit, and they're in a caloric deficit. So you put those things together, and what does sugar do for you, man? Raises your dopamine and gives you a bunch of calories really fast.
Brings you right up. Brings you right out of the dumps. It does. It does do that. That's why when I'm depressed, I eat candy.
I do like ice cream, but it doesn't like me a whole lot.
They don't like you?
Doesn't like me.
You get sick.
A little bit. I'm not sick, but, you know, I just get the squirts.
Ugh. Maybe a little lactose-y?
No, because I can drink milk like a motherfucker. I could probably drink an entire gallon of milk in one sitting and be fine.
That happens with Charlie. Sometimes when she eats ice cream.
I think it's the sugar with the milk and everything else. Just a lot of sugar and stuff. Whatever they put in it to keep it like creamy while frozen. There's probably something to that. I don't know.
Could be.
Because like homemade ice cream doesn't fuck me up.
Yeah, it must be like a preservative situation. Something like that.
Something, because cereal does it to me too. I don't know. Something to it.
Yeah, I think so. Anyways, that's probably about it.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I think we pretty much about covered it. And yeah, I think that's about good. We've been actually close to 2 hours now.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, thanks for having me on.
No, thanks for coming, Jordan. I always love this. I'm not going to lie. These are probably my favorite episodes to do. Remember, we just get together and bullshit about gun stuff. This is fun because it's low stress. Just get to have fun. They're fun ones. So appreciate you coming on, Jordan.
Yeah, for sure. Anytime.
Well, there's no problem. If you had a gun, shoot him in the head.